Number 106 in the Radiance range is River of Grass, the debut film by Kelly Reichardt, which came out in 1994. This is one that I'd often heard about, and being a somewhat fan of Reichardt, I was interested in checking it out. And it is definitely a first feature film. You can see it in the filmmaking itself, but there is moments of greatness throughout it as well. We have a kind of Florida set Badlands, where we follow two characters, Cozy, played by Lisa Bowman, and Lee Ray, played by Larry Fessenden. Two characters that are going to come together and just kind of discover that they're in a similar place within their lives, somewhat.
We weren't anything.
Cozy, I'm sorry. I was going to tell you as soon as we got out of Florida.
Cozy is a housewife that's really just kind of struggling with her place in the world. She gets dressed up one night to go out to a bar, almost gets knocked over by Lee Ray, who is another person that's just struggling to find his place in the world, living with his grandma, struggling to find a job or a purpose. He goes out to a bar at night, almost runs Cozy over. They get together in the bar and just kind of chit-chat. They hang out. They just kind of shoot the breeze and decide that, you know what, this night's not over, let's go and go for a swim. We'll go to a friend of Lee Ray's house, and on the way there, he just happened to show off his gun. A gun that he found, and there's a whole side story about a police officer that's kind of lost his gun. When they go to the pool, it turns out that Lee Ray hasn't actually been telling the truth. This is somebody else's house, and when they burst out, the gun accidentally goes off, and they could be murderers. On the run, their lives completely changed in one moment. But it's kind of exciting. It kind of gives them a purpose. It gives them a place in the world. They're no longer nobodies, no longer just on the outskirts of society. They are now prime in the middle of it, notorious but known. In their own minds anyway. As you follow these characters along their journey, you realise that they are struggling within the world that they're in. They're looking for a change, and this is a kind of thematic that comes through Reichardt's films. People stuck in a place without the real resources to get out and escape it, to do something better or bigger. There's always a want for just anything, something more, rather than the reality of what they have.
And I saw Lee in his blue car nearly running me down, looking so much like a guy on his way to somewhere.
It's a wonderful kind of thematic that's something I really like, and you really get the playfulness of Cozy and Lee Ray as they're almost forced together. They don't really know each other, but they understand they're both in this place within the world. They're struggling, and I kind of like that. And some of the photography that you get within this is really quite nice, and some of the performances can be up and down, but it adds to the aesthetic of the real world here. The River of Grass was a film that aesthetically can be sometimes beautiful, sometimes ugly, but then that's the world that these characters are inhabiting. It's the situations that they are being drawn into. It's the kind of core of their world as they just struggle to survive in mundanity.
I get a job, maybe get 2 jobs for a while. Get some money coming in.
Well, always wanting something more, always wanting to escape this and achieve whatever small dreams that they have. And I kind of like that. And it has a really interesting finale, which is simultaneously kind of shocking, sad, and strangely uplifting, particularly for one of our characters, as it opens up an avenue of maybe getting that kind of life that they wanted. They may not want it when they actually have it, but that's what they feel at the time. River of Grass was interesting. It's a character study which I really enjoyed, and it's driven by those two great performances. Lisa Bowman, Larry Fessenden are terrific in these roles. They really imbue the characters. They're the driving force of the film. The film can be a little bit cold and stilted at times, but as a first film, but it's impactful and it really does hit home. Let's dive into the disc of River of Grass and have a look at the extras. Are in the disc for River of Grass. Let's go to the special features. First up, we have an audio commentary by Kelly Reichardt and Larry Fessenden. Next up, we have So Mayer. In this interview, writer and curator So Mayer discusses River of Grass in the context of director Kelly Reichardt's early life, influences, collaborators, and subsequent body of work. Created exclusively for Radiance in February 2025. This runs for 21 minutes 25 seconds and covers a whole gamut of various topics and subjects, particularly like the way they look at the detective character in here as the complete opposite or the almost anti-Miami Vice. We have Larry Fessenden, Invisible Man, Renaissance Man, Monstrous Midwife. In this visual essay, critic Antoine Bittel explores the many talents of multi-hyphenated character actor Larry Fessenden. Created exclusively for Radiance in February 2025. This runs for 16 minutes 36 seconds and it kind of starts off talking a little bit about this movie before moving into Fessenden's career and the impact that he has had. And it's a great extra because it's a person that I really enjoy learning more about. Next we have Drive-By Outtakes, which is rarely seen. These Drive-By Outtakes offer another behind-the-scenes look at the making of River of Grass. And although most of these are alternate takes or slightly extended takes from ones that are in the film, they do offer a little bit of an insight, which is good. Next, we have the Restoration featurette, which runs at 2 minutes 44 seconds, which I love these kind of things because it shows the kind of love and care taken into restoring these films. And this, even at a short runtime, it's just wonderful. There is also the trailer. Also included within this is a 16-page booklet where we have one essay, Where Do We Go Now, by Caitlin Quinlan. And I didn't realise how much of a time span between Reichardt's first movie and her second movie and what kind of went on in between then and what kind of caused her to make this film, what inspired her. And it's a great read. That's the extras for River of Grass. So there we have it. River of Grass is a really interesting film, a product of the 90s. You can see it's the first film, but it has some really good thematics. It's really good, strong points within it that overshadow some of the lesser points. I would say, yeah, worth picking up. It's Radiance. They're all worth picking up. Worth checking out. If you've seen River of Grass, I would love to know your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comment box below whether you love it, hate it, fall somewhere in the middle. As always, there's more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com. Always, and make sure you can support me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.